Hey guys, Dustin here, CEO of 630, and today I'm going to show you the weight difference between an electric bike and a standard bike. Stick around. All right, so today we're going to talk about and show you the weight difference between an electric bike and a standard bike. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630, and be the first to know about all the new content we're putting out, new products, and of course giveaways for accessories, bikes, and e-bikes. Now, of course I can't show you every electric bike and every standard bike on the market, so the information I'm going to give you is general ballparks using one of our bike models, the women's AroundtheBlock. So what I'm going to try to show you is, generally speaking, how much more will an electric bike weigh than a standard bike? And then also just give you some ballparks on how much is a standard bike going to weigh, how much is an electric bike going to weigh. So let me just do this in real time here. Now I got my scale right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, and then I can flip this around. Alrighty. Now we have our standard bike here. So first I'm going to hit the tare button. I got the scale all set up. Let me hop on with this bike. And this bike weighs 34 pounds. Now, let me go ahead and hop on with this bike. This is the electric bike version. And this bike weighs 59.5 pounds. So, you can see the weight difference between these two bikes is 25.5 pounds. Now, on these two bikes, these are both steel bikes, so they're going to be heavier than an aluminum frame. We have some other e-bikes that are aluminum frame, like the standard version of that. It's going to weigh maybe 6-7 pounds lighter, so I would expect it to be like upper 20 pounds, 33 pounds, 34 pounds, somewhere in that range. When you look at the weight differences between a standard bike and an e-bike, there's other things that add weight except for the battery and the motor. So in this case, we've got the battery here and the motor in the rear hub. But in our case, you have a beefier rear rack to hold the battery. You have disc brakes, which are going to be heavier than standard caliper brakes, or even on this case, this is a single speed, so there's no hand brakes, so that actually reduces the weight more. If we were to add the handbrakes and the derailleur, that's going to be about 3 pounds, which would put this bike at about 37 pounds. You've also got the controller and the throttle and the display. The display could add some weight depending on how big the display is. And in addition to that, we have fenders on this bike and no fenders on that bike. Now, we have here, now this is our 500 watt bike. And this is our 48 volt, 10.4 amp hour battery. Now, again, the weight might vary here depending on the amp hours of the battery. There's 20 amp hour batteries, there's 14 amp hour batteries, there's 10 amp hour. So, really depends on how many cells you have in here. But this battery, let's just go ahead and zero this out. This battery weighs 8 pounds on the nose. So, this battery is 8 pounds. So now that we've removed it from this bike, this is 51.5 pounds and this is 34 pounds. So we've taken the difference down to 17 pounds, right? Check my math there, 17, yes, 17 pound difference. So the rest of that weight, I would say in the rear wheel for the motor, I would estimate that anywhere from 10 to 12 pounds. We obviously can't remove the motor and weigh it separately. That's going to be about 10 to 12 pounds. So the remaining 5 to 7 pounds, like I said, in this case is in the rear rack, it's in the fenders, and it's in the brake, and it's in the display, and actually the derailleur as well. So when you look at the weight comparison of an e-bike to a standard bike, you're going to add anywhere from, let's say, 15 pounds up to I would say 30 pounds is a general ballpark. So an e-bike compared to a standard bike version is going to be 15 to 30 pounds heavier. Now that depends on how much more metal they add to the bike for the frame and the battery or the rack, the type of motor it is, how big it is, how many watts it is. Also, if it's located in the mid-drive or the rear hub. And then the battery size also is going to have an impact. So take that into consideration if you are someone that wants to lift your e-bike. The general weight of an e-bike, this was 59.5 pounds. I would say an average weight of an e-bike is going to be right around 50, 55 pounds, depending on the size of the e-bike. And again, all the other things I just talked about, the battery, things like that. But I'm also talking about size of the wheels, size of the frame. I think battery or 50 pounds is a safe average size, because no matter how small the tires are, the frame is, you still can't get away from the fact that the batteries are heavy, the motors are heavy. So just with the battery and the motor, you're talking about anywhere from 18 pounds up to 20 pounds just for those two elements. Probably 18 to 25 pounds right there. So average e-bike weight is going to be about 50 pounds, but can go a lot higher depending. So we have some other e-bikes that weigh less than this one because they're aluminum frames. So if you're looking for a lighter option, that's a good way to go, is a lighter aluminum frame. So I hope that helps, explains the weights of an e-bike and some of the elements. I apologize I can't weigh every e-bike out there, but I hope those general ballparks on weight will help you choose an e-bike and understand a little bit more. If you guys have any other questions or comments below, please put them in the comments. We always respond. Or shoot us an email, theteam@sixthreezero.com, or call us, 310-982-2877. And don't forget, if you're in the market for a bike or an e-bike, use our body fit tool on our website. Our proprietary algorithm will ask you some questions about your body and your life and recommend the perfect fit for you. In addition to that, we have a 365-day test ride policy on our regular bikes and a 90-day test ride policy on our e-bikes. If you don't love your bike or e-bike in those time periods, send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. Lastly, join our 630 Pedalers group on Facebook, talk to other riders, ask them questions, or share photos after you become an owner. It's a lot of fun. You can make friends and find out more information about 630 bikes. And if you're in the market, ask all the questions of actual riders before you purchase. And lastly, download our app and track your rides and compete on the leaderboard and be a part of that community. It's a lot of fun, and you can compete to win weekly and monthly prizes. And we have a people pedaling goal this year of 150,000 miles. We as a company have a mission to log 150,000 miles ridden in our app. And if we do, and we hit the milestones along the way, we're giving away bikes to get more riders logging miles out there. So we want you to be a part of it. So thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.